Hello, Professor. After reading this paper, I find that I understand more about the IT outsourcing strategy. I will discuss some lessons I have learned from this case, Globe Shop. There are five main lessons in the following discussion. For the first lesson, there are many reasons for a company to outsource IT project. From this case, we could conclude some reasons which are reducing the cost, providing flexibility, and increasing efficiency. For a non-technology specific company, it doesn't have an internal integrated and efficient IT system. Thus, the internal IT department might be redundant and cost more. And once the company outsources the IT project, they could focus more on their core business, especially for the companies which need to face a changeable business environment, for example, Globe Shop. Secondly, the background of the leading team is very significant for the project. The leader who is responsible for outsourcing the project should be very familiar with the business details, clearly understand the advantages of outsourcing project. In addition, if the outsourcing is offshore, he or she should better have an international background. What's more, the leading team should conduct extensive study on their own and discuss important parts with the relevant departments directors. When making an outsourcing strategy, clear targets, suitable partner, pre-test, and cooperation are important. A clear target is the basis of the outsourcing project because all the following plans are made from the initial target. And for selecting the vendor, there are many aspects that should be considered, such as the location, policies, size, price, and so on. Especially for offshore outsourcing, the country's intellectual property policies and stable environment are significant. And remember, the biggest company might not be the most suitable one. In addition, treat vendors as colleagues, then as contractors could give vendor sense of belonging. Before outsourcing the main project, it's better to use some small project as a pre-test to measure the ability of the chosen outsourcing company for reducing the offshore risk. Finally, the agreement between vendors and clients could be dynamic as the cooperation deeper. After some initial success, two sides could trust each other more, and the agreement could become more flexible and deeper cooperation in strategy. From this case, the gain sharing incentives for the vendor and plug and play IT resources are good hallmarks of the agreement. Vendor could get more profits and clients' project could be completed better and more efficient. When executing outsourcing, there are some lessons that could be considered. The workforce reduction and their knowledge transfer are serious problems. From Globe Shop, I find that open communication, honesty, and support for helping them find new jobs are the keys to solving this problem. Then I will talk about the lesson of how to build relationship between clients and vendors. At the beginning of the relationship, client company should help vendor staff overcome the cultural and social difference. From this case, the communities for participants from business, IT, and vendor staff could help to build a more harmonious relationship and work more together. In addition, a formal and flexible working arrangement could improve efficiency over different situations. After some positive results from the previous relationship, the two sides need to expand the relationship by giving additional and more important projects to vendors. Finally, although the previous cooperation is very successful, the client companies also need to consider some problems. For example, they need to control the dependency degree on the vendors, whether to outsource the core IT projects, and the number of vendors. That's all. Thank you for listening.